Hi friends, my name is Afil Ahmed and in this particular video tutorial I will show you how to send HTML email in SSIS. So this is my profile. I have 8 plus years of experience on Microsoft technologies, mainly in SSIS. So the agenda of today's video tutorial is how to send HTML email in SSIS using script task. We will be reading some data from a SQL Server table using C# language that we will be sending in the email, and we will be using the Gmail server to send email. So before writing any code, first of all you need to log into this particular URL along with your Gmail account, and then you need to make allow less secure app to true. So you can see my previous video how to send email in SSIS, the basic email. You will see more details about how you can disable this thing. However, you can find this particular URL in the description of the video, so that you can simply copy and paste this particular URL into your web browser and you can make the allow less secure apps to true. Okay, so without wasting time, let's jump to the demo. Okay, so this is my SQL Server Management Studio and I have SQL Server 2014 installed on my machine, and we have data, two records in this particular table, package logs. So you can reinsert data into this particular table. So as of now, it dropped the table, inserted two records into this particular table. Okay, so this particular table, the ID column is an identity column. However, the run ID column you can think of as like package run ID. So this will be same for all the records inserted by a particular package run. So for example, if this package ran first time, so the value of the run ID will be 1 for all the entries, and next time the package will run, so what it will do, it will pick the max run ID from here and then it will append +1 to that particular run ID. So the next time the run ID will be 2 for all the entries. Okay, so anytime if you want to get the logs for a particular run, you can simply select all data for a particular run ID. So as of now the max run ID is 1, so we will pick records from this particular table only for this particular run ID. Okay, so we have some data in these columns in this particular table: the package name, server name, database name, table name, records inserted, records updated, and the time when a particular entry was made. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to read all this information from this particular SQL Server table, and then I'm going to send this particular information in an email using the C# code. Okay, so let me just go to the SSIS package. So this is the SSIS package that I already created, and you can download this particular SSIS package from the link below. I will share the link in the description of the video. But first let me just explain you what I'm doing in this particular package, and I will also modify this particular package to show you how you can modify this particular package in your environment as well. So in the very first task, I'm just getting the max run ID from the from the SQL Server table package logs. So the max run ID will be 1 in this particular case. It's not necessary that you should also have some run ID. You can simply use your own queries to read data from a SQL Server table. So now let me just go to the script task. I have used the run ID as a read only variable. Now I'm opening the script. Okay, so you can see I have used the namespace, these namespace for sending the email, and this namespace to connect to SQL Server database. Alright, so I'm sending email from this particular Gmail account. So you need to put your Gmail account here, and then this is the two email address to which you want to send to email. So I'm sending email to myself, and this is the password of the from email from which you want to send the email. This is the Gmail SMTP address, and this is the port. So you can leave this particular code as it is. You don't need to change anything here. And then now I'm connecting to my SQL Server. So this is my SQL Server, the local host, and this is my database. I have defined a query variable here, and this is the run ID SSIS variable of integer type that I'm using in this particular example. And now I'm connecting to SQL Server. At this particular line I have opened a connection, and this is the SQL query. I'm selecting all these particular columns from the database. So so you can simply execute this particular query here, providing the value of the run ID. So this should work. So this query should be fine. And now so I'm providing the value of run ID here, and then I'm sorting data based on the ID column, which is an identity column. Okay, and this is the SQL command. I'm passing the query here along with the connection, and now this is, then I declared a mail body string variable, and then I executed the query, and this is the actual query when when the data is getting appended to this particular variable from the SQL server. So from the SQL server table, these names like package name, server name, these are all the names of the columns that I selected above. So if there are more columns, so you can you can put more columns here, you can add more columns here, and once you are done with this thing, then this is the actually HTML email preparation. So we are actually adding some border to the email, and then the color of the border will be sky blue, and then here these are the actual text name. Actually these are actually the name of the columns in the email. So these names you can put any name here. So for example, the SQL server column name is package name. However, this can have a space, and I can put a 2 here as well if you want. So this is the simply, so this package name will be mapped to this particular package name. This server name will be mapped to this particular server name. So these name can be different, but this particular package name will actually contain data from this particular column of SQL server table. So we have these particular columns from the SQL server table. So we added the same number of columns here: package name, server name, database name, table name, records inserted, records updated, and the date time. So this is the dated value in the SQL server table. So we have added here. So we have added a update time value here. So this was the only thing that you need to change for the HTML email purpose. And then this is the same thing. You don't need to change anything here. You can simply change the subject of the email, and that's it. So if you will execute this particular SSIS package, as of now it should work, and I will show you how you can add more columns into this particular example. So let me simply close this particular code, and let me simply execute this particular SSIS package. So click on start button. So the SSIS package got completed, and now let me open my Gmail account. Alright, so this is the email that we got. Load CSV files. This is the package name, server name, so seems pretty nice. Now let's add one more column to this particular output result. So let me just go back to SQL server, pick ID as well from this particular table, so that you can also see that how to add some more columns or change the columns in our email code. So now go back to the SQL server, data tools, and then change the code in the script task, click edit, and what you need to do is actually you need to add an ID column here. Select an ID column from here. So first column is ID. So now what you need to do is copy this particular code and paste one more line here, and then replace the package name with the ID column. Okay, so now the first column is ID. So we are done here, and now we need to do same thing here as well. So simply copy this particular code, paste it here, and then you can see ID. So that's it. If you want to add more columns, then you can follow same approach. Add more columns here, and then add its corresponding column here. So that's it. Simply click exit. Okay, and then you can execute the package. So this time you will see one extra column, that is ID in the email. Okay, now let's go back to my Gmail account. Okay, so I got another email, and you can see in the new email I have one extra column ID as well. This column got added. So it's pretty easy to send the HTML email using C#. So you can download my package and you can play with that. Thank you guys for your time. If you like the video, then please click the like button and do subscribe to our channel to see more videos on SSIS and other related technologies. Thank you so much.